Instagram, hello, good morning, what's going on? Hey, let's do a little lesson today in the spirit of goal setting and planning. I'm going to give you a little diagram here that will be powerful if you implement it. You hear people, the gurus and then the books and then the self-help stuff, they talk about plan to win, plan for success. What does that mean? A lot of people think planning for success is like this airy-fairy concept. My approach is literally planning for success. Here we go, this is you. This is your journey, and this is your goal. That's a straight line. Usually people who set goals just go goal, 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 goal. Usually around the 31st of December they do this, and that's it. Usually the goal is something like spend less, save more, invest, stop eating shit. Big list of goals. I say, okay, how did that go last year? And the year before, and the year before, and the year before. Not good. If you've done it before and it didn't work, then you're missing the elephant in the room, which is that there's something stopping you from getting it. You have to account for that the next time you set the goal. So here's what I do. Same thing, this is you, that's the goal. First thing, identify the goal. However, you're gonna have a potential route that's not along the straight line. There are hurdles, challenges, setbacks, drawbacks, problems. Usually it's something to do with yourself. Best way to identify this is look at your last goals that you didn't get and what happened? What stopped you from getting it? Was it because someone said something? Was it because you lost inspiration, motivation, desire? What happened? Isolate it. You want to put at least 3 reasons that you don't get the goal. Put 10 or 50 if you can. These are contingencies, by the way. These are the reasons you don't get your goal, because on your journey from where you are now to your goal, there's a scale of probability. The probability of it going along a straight, easy, smooth line is very low. More likely, it'll do one of these. Every time you run up against a contingency, an unforeseen hurdle, a challenge, a problem, you want to ask yourself, now that I'm aware of the new price of reaching this goal, am I willing to pursue it? Am I still inspired to get this goal? When you hit the hurdle and you ask yourself, do I still want to pursue this goal? And the answer is a true, heartfelt yes. Then you have an action step to correct the issue. You take the action and then you get back on track. If the answer is no, if you think, you know what, I wasn't aware of this price, the goal, I want it, but I'm not willing to pay that price, it's probably because you have another goal that's more inspiring to you. You want to ask yourself, what is that other goal? What did I set back here? I set this, but you know what? Now I'm on the journey, it's really not that inspiring to me. I want to shift things up. Give yourself permission to change the goal. Set a new goal, and going for that is success. When I was a teenager and I was learning to trade and invest, my goal back then was to become a fund manager someday and have a big fund and manage other people's money, right? But as I went through the journey and I got closer to it and I experienced new things and met new people and I saw some stuff, my goals changed. I didn't want that anymore. This is normal. This is part of the thing. It happens to everyone. And when that happens, give yourself permission to adjust your sails, change your direction a bit. There's nothing wrong with that. Because you change your direction, you go after the new goal. And that's the inspired life, because sometimes you're not exactly on path. The thing with setting goals is if you fail and then you label yourself, oh, I failed this goal, and they'll fail and then a fail and a fail, they stack up and they accumulate, and then in your mind, subconsciously, you associate yourself with a failure. You think that you failed a bunch of times and it shatters your confidence. That's why when I'm setting a goal and I'm planning for success, I literally am planning for success. If I get the goal, I have a success. If I don't get the goal, it's because really I didn't want to pay the price to get the goal. And I shift the goal, I have a new goal, and guess what? That's success. In this way, you can literally draw a schematic. You can rig the whole system that you cannot fail. You literally cannot fail. And if you do this and you go back throughout your life and you neutralize your failures, by the way, you'll realize that you've never failed. The whole thing was on path. The whole thing has been on path relative to your ultimate destiny. It's only when we butt our heads against an attachment or an infatuation with an outcome or a goal that we label ourselves, oh, well, I failed this and I lost that and I'm fucked up here. And every time we go and attach one of those disempowering labels to ourselves, we narrow our scope, we play a smaller game, we lower our confidence, we reduce the probability of actually living our most inspired life. On the contrary, if you think you've succeeded at everything... By the way, it doesn't matter how many you do here, how many contingency plans that you identify, you always want to have one. Come on, you pen, you mutt. You always want to have one called the unknown hurdle. There'll always be something that you can't plan for. So you can have a list of identified hurdles and an unidentified hurdle. And there you want to have an unidentified hurdle protocol and build that into the system. And when you do this, by the way, this is a schematic that literally prevents you from ever failing. If you gave this to a robot, it has a feedback loop. It can't fail. So as you can maybe tell, I like very clear, objective, and methodical planning and goal setting. Look, if you make a plan for your life and you couldn't even give it to a robot and ensure their success, how do you think you're going to succeed with all the emotions and all the challenges and the hurdles of being a human, the human needs? Next Friday, free webinar on goal setting and manifestation. We're going to go a lot deeper than that. Golly gosh. If you're interested in attending, swipe up now, go and register for the event. By the way, we've had over 1,200 registrants already. I don't know how we're going to fit you all in. We'll figure it out.